Hey folks, hope you're all well. So I've still not been out on my motorcycle for quite a while now. It's going on 3 months. But I will get there very soon, I promise. So I've started one of these dioramas again. What am I like? I know. But I'm quite enjoying them. So I've got these cars here. I bought these ones, this one and the Escort RS Cosworth a while back. I ordered this white M3 because I had a red and a black one, but it turns out they're different scale. But I like these Barago ones. I like the scale size compared to these because they're all the same brand. I know this is a mice though, but it's the same scale exactly as this Barago Golf rally car. So this is a Golf rally car Mark IV Volkswagen Golf. This is a Mark IV Volkswagen Golf R32. This is a 1988 3 Series M3. And as I said, this is a Ford Escort RS Cosworth. So these are all 1/24 scale. So I've ordered another couple so I can have more of them on the diorama that I'm going to put in here. Eventually this TV will be on this wall, but I've just not got round to it yet. So that'll free up a bit more room and a bit more height. So it'll be a bit shorter in length than my beach cliff top diorama, but it'll be a bit taller. Maybe twice the height, in fact. Yeah, that should work. Twice the height. So, enjoy. It'll probably be 2 parts, I think, because these things do drag on. But I'm really loving doing this sort of stuff. It's very, very enjoyable. I've got this one glued up, and I've stuck it up here out the road just now until I come up with some more ideas. It's a weird process. So here I am, back on it again. I was trying to make it completely out of this white polystyrene styrofoam stuff because it's free and there's always bits of it everywhere. It's an environmental nightmare actually, but I was forced to buy a can of spray foam. It just makes it a lot easier. For the road surfaces here, I've used the foam mats that I'd used for the little bike diorama. This is one I hit with a blowtorch to sort of give it some effects. Don't know if I like it, but I'll probably coat it all over with something. I actually pinned these all in place with a few long nails, and I've angled the road so it'll be better from this angle. You can see the cars better once it's up high. So here we have it, a couple of days on. Went a bit wild with the spray foam. But it's the only thing I can get to actually stick to the polystyrene, what's it called? Styrofoam that I'd used as a backing. Everything else, glue related, seems to melt it. Even the spray glue I actually stuck it on with. Also made a bit of an error. I meant to actually trim this polystyrene off before I added more spray foam. So what do? Do I chop it all the way across or just leave it? Providing I've got the space. It should be fine. It's going on I'm putting it to the left hand side of the TV in the office at the back. So I've got a blank wall to put it on, so I'll just need to measure up the brackets correctly. So I'm actually going to carve some of this out, which I didn't do with my Clifftop beach diorama. Although I like the way it turned out, to be honest. Still got some more foam to add down this side. More so up here. Not that anybody will see that, but it's better finished. So I've got more foam to put in under here. Tried modifying this a bit with a hot knife and a blowtorch for that section, in fact. But nah, wasn't really impressed. Created a lot of fumes as well. Not good for us, not good. So I'll crack on and get some more done. Now this is very messy. I'm using just this serrated sort of kitchen bread knife, and I just cut into it, carve a little bit out, cut into it at another angle and pick it out. It's looking okay. It'll look a lot better once I put the layer of plaster over everything. And that is very time consuming, but not as messy. So I'll carve another couple of bits out of this middle section here. And I've still to do the top. So back on the all-purpose powder filler. So I mix that up. It's in one of these white bags. So I mix it up in the bucket with some water to get the right consistency, and I just spread it all over it with a paintbrush. So I've made the bottom layer a lot thicker just to keep the weight down to the bottom. Then from about here upwards I made it a lighter coat. I'm going to give it some more coats. I'll leave it, this is a Friday, so I'll be back up tomorrow probably, and I'll give it another coat of filler. But it's starting to come together, and that's us pretty much got it plastered. I ran a line of spray along the bottom edge, and same down below, or the road edge. So there we go, this has got about 4 or 5 layers of plaster on it. I've added a bit of black paint to the plaster to darken it up a bit. This section here, if you remember, was the polystyrene, not the spray foam, or styrofoam, polystyrene, whatever you want to call it. I'm quite pleased with how that sort of turned out. So I've not bothered putting too much plaster on this part. This has got about 4 or 5 layers on it, as well as I've added these 4 rocks here as well. Plaster to the roads as well. It's just going to be a dirt track, sort of gravel road. So it's getting there. This is about maybe 2 weeks in now. It's a long drawn out process. But as I've said before, there's no rush. So I flipped this onto its side at an angle, or onto its back at an angle, make that. And I've added PVA glue first, then a layer of sand over it, various grades of sand, and this will keep it bottom heavy, hopefully, not top heavy. I couldn't believe how heavy the first one I made was when I was finished, compared to it just being featherweight, you know, before. So the plaster on the roads is dried. There'll be a lot of the sand isn't here in a minute, because it'll still be loose, a lot of it. So I'm going to add some paint washes, and I'm going to try and turn all this gravel at the edge brown, as if it's mud and rocks rather than sand. That's still loose, this lot. And I'll finally go over it with a vacuum and completely get all the loose stuff off. So that's me done a few colour washes on it now, and it's a drippy mess. I'm glad I wasn't finished with the road, because it is completely ruined, just down to everything running off onto it. But I'll coat that with a brown paint and possibly some more plaster to give it a mud effect. Here we are a couple of hours on, and I've added a few more colour washes. Blacks, browns, greens. I think that's about it. So I'm away to let this dry for a few hours. So that's me added quite a lot of colour washes now. And I'm not that impressed, if I'm honest. So back to the drawing board, I'll add some more. So I finally got this back to where I'm happy with it again. And I've done quite a bit of dirt track road surface as well. I use sand, gravel, and the coarse stuff up the middle is cork. Done the bottom layer as well. And the way the glue mix is running down the hill now, it has gave a lovely effect. There's that out the road. To the mud. This is all glued down anyway, so it's looking okay. You probably have noticed here I've started making some ground cover, flocking type coverage stuff. A few various little grasses I've made as well, so I'll get them all on it eventually. I've ordered another 2 cars as well. They're currently en route. And I also went about OTT on the Temu. I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 new 118 scale bikes, and another 124 scale BMW 3 Series M3 E30 shape. So I don't know if I've said before, I plan to use this for 124 scale cars, so all them bikes that are relevant for this. But I've got plenty of space in there for them. So I shall hopefully be able to put, I think I've got 8. I think I've actually got 9 now, thinking about it. Just thought of another one I've got. I plan to put maybe 4 up the top and 4 down the bottom. And whether they're going up or down, I'm not too sure, but I can certainly swap that about anytime.